So what, as I said earlier, I played your Super Reverb and it was magnificent. So what, do you kind of gravitate towards, a 50 wattish Fender type amp and then use a pedal here and there to get a little more extra crunchy type of stuff? Or are you not real specific? Although, as I said, that Super was just dialed into the nines. It sounded so damn good. But are you real particular, or do you have like an arsenal of those types of amps that are any one of which will do the trick?
Well, my two favorite amps of all time in the whole wide world is a good Super Reverb,
right?
Which they're like, probably 3 or 4 out of 10 or 20,
right?
They got to be. See, I like a Super with a solid state rectifier tube in it. I like certain little things, and sure. The reverb's got to be strong and it's got to be really tight in the low end. So that's, but I would say a 59 Tweed Bassman that's one of the most neutral, beautiful sounding amps I think ever,
Yes.
Bassman is pretty ridiculous,
yes.
So those are kind of my comfy, places, either one of those kind of amps,
So when you went over to Switzerland, you bought amps over there, I take it, right? Because obviously you're not going to bring yours over, or did you bring them over?
Well, you know what? I actually go back to the States every 3 or 4 months, so I play a lot there. So my Super is not going in. It's staying in California.
Right.
But I have a great amp by this maker here in the UK called 633.
Okay.
Amplifiers. So this is like a Tweed Bassman with 2 Vox Golds in it.
Oh.
And it's loud and tight and amazing. So, I'm like totally covered for amps here, with that. And then I have a 2-rock too, a Bloomfield prototype.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Bloomfield Drive, but I'll probably get another 2-rock too, because I love those guys. They're great.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And then as far as pedals, it's just, that thing about getting under the note and it's singing and that certain dynamic range and it's singing and everything. So pedals like the Jan Ray and like the collaboration between Ibanez and Vimurem, that Tube Screamer pedal,
right?
All of those type pedals, are amazing. And the Jesse Davy, Duelist is amazing. I actually use Tube Screamers for Gibsons. Weird, because it kind of cuts the bass and gives you mids,
right?
And a 335 or something, you can get that like Larry Carlton, like late 70s, like Room 335 tone or whatever,
Which is a glorious sound.
Yeah. So that's kind of my deal, and a lot of reverb too.
Reverb is good.
Reverb. On your amp, you have a killer reverb and tremolo on there.
Yeah. I love that thing. It's got a really nice reverb. It's got that harmonic vibrato.
Yeah.
So that's a lot.
Yeah. That's really good.
It is nice.
You got it dialed in, Greg.
Well, I lucked out. I met those folks and I played one of their amps and I really liked it. And we started shooting the breeze and then I kind of gave them a wish list and I played it when they came up. I was like, this sounds great. We're done. So, it's just fun to be able to go to gigs with a guitar, a chord, and that amp and be like, we're good. It's fun to have other little things here and there, but I envy you on that. Because that's my jam, having the chord just plugging straight in. That's amazing. Well, you know how it is. At this era, when you're touring, it's like you're lucky if you have an extra guy that drives and like settles at the end of the night and maybe helps with merch.
But,
when we're traveling the States, it's like, it's me and my son and Tony in Oregon. And so we get to a place and, we're loading all the stuff in. I set up all the merch. And and as soon as you get done with the gig, you're at the merch table.
Yeah.
So when you're done doing the merch, it's just like, I should go over and go, well, I guess I got to pack up my cord.
Yeah. That is amazing.
That's nice.
That is so my vibe. Totally.
Oh, what are you going to do? So what's your schedule? Obviously no one knows what's going on probably through the end of the year. When I talked to my agent Klaus over there in Germany, we were supposed to do something over there in late October.
Yeah.
And he's like, look, man, you can't even ride in a vehicle with a non-family member.
Wow.
what? And then he goes, you have cross-border, then you got to go in quarantine. So it's like, well, and then of course each club, if they do open, are only going to allow X amount of people. And there's no way that amount of people is going to be financially worthwhile.
Yeah.
So it's like, we're sitting around waiting. I mean, I'm doing videos and whatnot else. So it's been good. And I know you've been doing videos and stuff too, but we're probably not doing anything till the end of the year. I don't know if you've been hearing anything different.
For me, I actually, funny enough, somebody was calling me about Italy, maybe.
Oh,
crazy. Italy. A couple little things in Italy, possibly. But that's about it, kind of. And Switzerland is basically open. So maybe I'll try and find a little club gig here or there just to blow off some steam,
Right.
But, I want to go to the States and play, because I was just starting to, get that going, because I mostly played a lot in Europe. So I was starting to, do some gigs in the States and stuff. But, I'll wait.
Right. Exactly.
I'll wait. Yeah.
But now you get to look at some mountains, eat some chocolate, which is delicious.
Yeah. Totally. I mean, I listen to like a lot of records. The way for me to really kill time is just to listen to records and make little videos about things that I love. I mean, that's really the most, in these times, that's the most gratifying kind of thing,
Sure.
I can do is like just, I can wake up and, think about something and like talk about it in a little video. I just push record and just talk. Just play, whatever. And I love that, even in the studio, I just love the red light and just what's going to happen. What am I going to come up with? This is going to be weird. I'm going to just try it, So that I kind of get a little bit of something from that, So
let me ask you this. What kind of stuff have you been, because I know for me, it's like a lot of times I will have been into all of these kind of iconic players, and I'll go back a little bit and find out who they were listening to. And then out of the blue, as I'm looking at some stuff on YouTube, it'll be an old record from someone I've never heard of.
Yeah.
And you look at it and you're like, who's this? And then it leads you down a whole nother rabbit hole. So are there some of those people you've been discovering as of late? And if so, who are these individuals?
Well, that's crazy. It's so crazy to even narrow it down to even saying like one or two people. But, really, right before this happened and everything, I really kind of went back into like blues, just listen to Southern soul, blues and stuff like that. And the guy before all of this happened that I was really listening to was a session guitar player at Muscle Shoals called Eddie Hinton.
Oh, yeah.
And he was a singer guitar player, in his own right. And he wrote some really cool songs, And he's the guitar player playing on I'll Take You There by the Staple Singers. He's playing that little guitar part, and he played with Bobby Womack. So anyway, he done this record where it was stripped down, and it's sort of called the Songwriter Sessions. And it's sort of like Southern soul with just piano, bass, and drums and guitar. And it's just really cool. And he kind of sings like Otis Redding. He's a white guy, but he sings like Otis Redding. Awesome.
I'll be checking that out post-haste.
Yeah, Eddie in. So, that's kind of what started it. And then, I got into like more deeper back into like blues, but kind of different stuff than I listened to, like a lot of Earl Hooker.
Yeah.
Play Your Guitar, Mr. Hooker. I got into Johnny Young again, country blues, like listening. Actually, I've been listening to Robert Lockwood Jr.
Yeah, I was going to say,
I'm buying records.
I've taken many little things from Robert Lockwood Jr. He just had some. He seemed to have just a little bit more of a vocabulary.
Yeah,
as far as sophistication.
Yeah,
for the country blues stuff, and he'd throw it in like, man, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's really kind of, just the old records and stuff like that. Just buying even like 70s blues records by like Lonnie Brooks and stuff. And because there's this app called Discogs, that you can have on your phone, Discogs. And like you can find out where the record is. It's a marketplace for buying records, really, and you can just get them to your doorstep. So, that's dangerous.
Right.
And then I'm here in Switzerland, so like Germany, I get a lot of records from Germany, or I get the German editions, or the Swiss, or the UK, versions of like Are You Experienced or something like that with a different album cover. It's amazing. So that's keeping me busy. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's never any lack of stuff to listen to and learn. Am I right?
Absolutely.
There's always something.
YouTube.
YouTube is a rabbit hole.
It is.
I go for my walks in the morning.
Yeah.
And I'll just find something to listen to and away I'll go. Or at night when I'm going to bed and, pop on something. It's like, it's so fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but back in the day, I was never real proactive about finding obscure records. It's like I'd go to the kind of cool record head shop where they sold some guitars and weed utensils and used records, and whatever they had is like, that's what I learned from. So there were times where maybe there were 3 records in rotation and I just scoured them for what they were worth. And then you'd read Guitar Player magazine and you read an interview with somebody and they would mention all these different records of this guy and that guy. And it didn't really cross my mind that you could actually like get a magazine or something and, send away to get these records and catalogs and stuff like that. But nowadays, it's like any obscure reference of any of these different people, you can go online and either find someone has uploaded the audio or there's actually video footage of these people playing this stuff. It's like the golden era.
But what's crazy about that too, Gray? I can kind of hear that in your playing though. I mean, because I kind of done the same thing too. I'm not on your list. I'm just saying I've done the thing of like, one record at a time, front and back a million times.
Right.
Something to be said for that though.
Well,
like you have like Hendrix, I don't know what, Essential Hendrix or Smash Hits or something like that, and you listen to it over and over again instead of having, Are You Experienced, Axis, and Electric Ladyland. You have the one greatest hits, ZZ Top, same thing. I had a compilation cassette tape with most of Tres Hombres on it, so it's like, you just listen to that over and over again. So I don't know, maybe that was a bad thing. You definitely sound great. So
well, thank you for that. But I just think now there is something to be said for having a few things and just concentrating on those things. Doing it, and I was never real obsessed about doing things exact off the record. I just like playing along with the records, and I hear those, I want that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was just fun. I still love playing along with records. It's a blast.
It's so much fun. I mean, and so many different kinds of music too, like the introduction to a song or something, Fly Me to the Moon by Bobby Womack. I mean, like trying to figure that out.
Right. Yeah. It never gets old.